This is the second in the series from our Hack the DJ event last weekend for International Women's Day. In this video we chat to the local promoters Jobi, Madame Electrifie and Greg Costa about how to get booked and also how to put on your own party. Let's dive in. For our second bunch of speakers we've got a panel, and I've invited all the local promoters down to we're going to talk about how to get gigs and also how to put on gigs. So let's just kind of go around and introduce ourselves. Do you want to start your end, Greg?
Yeah, I'm Greg. I've been promoting now for about 15 years from Bedford. I would say
you're obviously promoting those upcoming shows.
Yeah, so basically, one of the big projects that we're doing this year, we've taken on the Planet Ice Arena. We're turning it into like an event style venue, and we've got a couple of shows coming up in April. One featuring Annie C, the next one featuring Camel Fat. We're trying to kind of bring back that whole dance culture back to Milton Keynes. It's something we've been working on for about 3 or 4 years. We've got there, finally found the perfect venue. That's one of the projects that I'm working on this year.
It's exciting. And then this is Jo. Hello.
Hello, everybody. So I am Jo. I'm also known as Madame Electrifie, which is my DJ name. So I run a club brand called Madame Electrifie's Discotheque. Prior to that, I had several other club brands as well. I've been a promoter, again, for probably about 15 years now, doing promotion, and then over the last few years moved that on to running our own festival stages and festival spaces as well, and just based down the road in Northampton.
And finally, Jo.
I'm Jo, also known as Jobi as well, from DJ name. I run an event locally, house and techno night called Driven. We've been going for about 5 years now. We started in the back of a local pub car park, and then we moved here for a while. So we had a few raves here. That's about it.
Okay, so I guess the start for me is, the big one for any DJ is how do we get gigs? So if anyone was coming to you, how would they get gigs? Is it how would they present themselves to you? What would they need to do? Is it a case of sending you mixes? Is it a case of sending you demos? Is it a case of hanging out at your parties? What is the best way to get a gig?
Well, I guess as a local promotion, the first thing I'd say is you need to make sure you know about that promotion and that you're actually actively going to the parties and you're making yourself part of that scene and you're supporting it. I mean, I've had it before when I've had people just send me a random email. It's for send them with a link to a mix for music we don't even play at our parties. They don't really kind of know who we are. So I think the first thing you could do is if you want to be part of the local scene and get a residency, is be part of that local scene. Make sure you're going there, you're meeting the promoters face to face, you're meeting the other DJs. Get there early as well, because that's the time when you can see who's doing the warm-up slots, those kind of things, and that's probably when you might have time to talk to the promoter. At midnight, that promoter's going to be running around like not having time to talk to anybody. I think just be friendly and send mixes and just be personal. I think it's probably the main thing I'd say.
Can you guys add?
Totally agree. We have hundreds and hundreds of people sending us mixes just to say, can we mix at your party? And the best thing that I tell people to do is just come and get to know the team. Because it's not hard to go down and support your local, rave, whatever you want to call it. And just get, as you say, just get to know the people, get to know the party. You're more likely to receive a set, regardless of talent, if you go to the parties. I mean, people, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I mean, if you're talented, then that adds to the of getting a set really. But come and get to know the rave, come get to know the promoters, come and get to know the DJs, make yourself known, and then fire off a mix to us. I mean, that's probably the best way.
Yeah, I tend to find sending mixes and badgering promoters on Facebook kind of is a bit of a turn off rather than a turn on. And I kind of, for me, I mean, I've done a lot of DJing as well, and I found the best way to actually get gigs is to put your own parties on and just network with other promoters. So then it becomes like, I'll come and jump on your show, you come and do one of my shows, and your name kind of spreads. It's kind of like a good way to kind of build your brand as well as a DJ. Having your own kind of event, so you can kind of showcase your own sound as well. So yeah, I think as well as what these guys are saying, I think also kind of maybe think about putting on your own party, even if it's just for 100 people, you know, and kind of build from that.
Let's obviously let's move into that now. That's the next thing I wanted to talk about is how we go about that, how you go about that. I'm sure you fully build your parties, and how did you start getting into that, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's very much kind of what you said. When I first started DJing, I was kind of like, well, I'm just going to book myself. You know, I need to learn how to be a DJ, I need to learn how to do these things. So I've been throwing parties for the whole length of time I've been DJing as well. And it definitely has made, you know, the Madame Electrifie brand, as it were, wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the parties as well, because they are really unique. So we completely theme our parties. We go into a venue, we strip everything out, we do a full custom set design, we just turn it into this completely different world, so you're just kind of like, oh, what's going on? And I think it's all of those things that have become synonymous with the Madame Electrifie name, and then that as a result has then opened up all the doors for us at festivals and all those kind of things as well. But I think you don't need to start that big. I think, you know, the first thing I should say is just get some friends together and just throw a party. If you think there's, you know, you can't find a party that represents what you do as an artist, what you do as a DJ, then put something on and show people what you do, and you might find that loads of people get into it. And I think the key thing is you don't need to start really big. You know, as you say, just a back room of a pub, you know, 50 of your mates, and just, you know, put it out there, and it will build from there.
We've definitely got back rooms of pubs around here, I guess. is about as much as we do have at the moment, apart from obviously this wonderful space and the space that you've got. But back rooms at pubs we do have, and you did that. That's your one. Yours is crazy.
Well, we started in a pub garden. So I moved back from London, went into going to university over there, and just no one was booking me. So I was thinking, well, I'll just start my own night. So it's exactly what we did. We started a day thing because no one was doing day things. So try and find your niche. Don't just do what everyone else is doing. So if everyone's doing day parties, do a night party, or even like these brunches that are coming in. So just try and figure out where you can differentiate from your competitors, I suppose.
I'd really like someone in Milton Keynes to do a breakfast rave as well, by the way.
Yeah.
If anyone's up for it,
we actually almost did.
What?
We almost did one.
I really think we need one here, like.
An afters?
No, just an actual get up, like a gym
like a
work,
6 till 12.
A gym workout breakfast rave where you get up and kind of have healthy juice. And so if anyone fancies that, they should definitely.
Yeah, there you go. There's a gap in the market.
There's a gap in the. Yeah. Morning glory.
Yeah, morning glory. That's it. Yeah.
I definitely think we need one locally. If you go. I'd be there.
So we just saw a little gap in the market, and we've done that for a few years, and it was free. So we didn't charge people to come in. We just threw a few parties, booking local DJs in the back of a pub garden, and we built up a very nice following until this space became available. And then we thought, right, we can go to the next level. We can start booking in bigger DJs, headliners, and we're doing all right now, I suppose.
Essentially cultivating an audience, I guess. Building your audience before you start asking for anything after it. You know, just building a following for brands.
It's branding, I suppose. You're building the brand and making people want to come to them events, whether it's free or having to pay to get in. And
then obviously, Greg, you're doing these ginormous parties that must be fun.
Fun, stressful. It's a bit of everything, to be fair. I mean, I started off in the cellar of a pub, no more than 70 people, and I did that for a while until I moved to bars and then to nightclubs and then to festivals and now to what we do in Milton Keynes.
Am I right? You started Bedford. Is that what you started?
Yeah, so I'm from Bedford. I started off. A cousin of mine had like a little pub, and he had like a cellar that we used to use after hours kind of thing for private events, and I started off like a little garage night in the cellar of this pub, and it became quite popular. It was like a little secret party thing, so we built a brand off it, and then it kind of like expanded into, okay, so we know we can fill a space of 100, let's try 200, let's try 5, let's move to 1,000, and then 4 or 5 years ago we decided let's try building a festival, and now we're trying to put on events on an ice skating rink. So it's like, you know, it's just about growth for us. You know, it's a lot of people are saying, you know, when does it stop, and you know, what's next and so on. But I don't think you do. I think you always try and strive to get to the next level with these kind of shows. And the whole point, I mean, I took a massive step back about 4 years ago, because there was just so much politics within the scenes, and then I just found like nothing's really going on in this area anymore, and it's like we need to do something.
And I guess this, we all know that it's not easy to work with the council here in Milton Keynes. I guess do you have struggles locally as promoters?
I think the council is like the least of our problems.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, it's usually like there's a lot of politics within the scene, like with agents and management and amongst DJs and staff. Like some DJs don't want to be billed below certain DJs, and you know, it becomes really political, especially if you're putting on events in like London, where you've got companies like Live Nation that kind of lock off a load of talent, which means that kind of makes it hard for anybody to kind of build anything. So yeah, the council, yes, in the past I've had battles with the council and licensing, but to be honest with you, it's kind of they're more on our side now than.
Well, that's great. That's great. That's finally great to hear. You know, I know from speaking to previous promoters that it's always been a struggle, but that's great to hear that it's finally.
Yeah, I mean, historically we used to have issues. You know, the police would give us like literally 24-hour notice and shut down our events. Sometimes even on the night. You know, I've had issues where they've had so-called intelligence, and they've come in and said like, if this party goes ahead, then we're going to have to shut the premises. But it's been a long time since we've had anything like that.
So I listened to an amazing podcast this morning with a promoter that promotes events in Amnesia and London, and he was talking about split between online promoting and people on the ground doing street promoting, and how much there was still a lot on the ground and not as much online. He really valued the handing a flyer to someone because you've got their attention for a period of time. And I guess my question is, do you still promote on the street? Do you still always online, and how do you kind of split that? How do you see the splits? Let's start.
Yeah, no, we still very much promote on the street. You see so many people who kind of want to get into promoting, and they think you can set up a Facebook event and that's it, and that's just not going to work. Facebook is a blessing and a curse, really, in some ways. But showing my age now, I mean, I started promoting gigs back before any of that was around Facebook. Well, we had dostaying.com,
yeah,
which was the
we had great flyers back then.
Yeah, great design, plugging that. But yeah, no, you still need to be out on the ground, and you can't just kind of have a one-tier marketing. So we still do flyer poster. We're not supposed to, but we do. We do flyering. We also try and lots of other different ways that we kind of hook the promotion onto the event. So we do a lot of video work. We do competitions quite a lot as well. We always do competitions for the warm-up sets to bring in for that, then they can bring in the audience. So I think it is important that you have all these marketing touch points that exist just outside of one different platform. Think about using one species. That's that whole kind of cliche that people used to run events 3 or 4 times before they engage with it. So you make sure that they're actually seen physically at the venue, that you've got your posters up everywhere, and then you want stuff to send it as well. But there will always need to be an element of both, I think.
Guys, online?
So, well, we do online, and it's not just because I totally agree you need to be over all angles, but I think that you need to know your market as well. So within Milton Keynes, there's nowhere to go after a nightclub and fly out, whereas Northampton, you've got all the clubs that you can go and fly out. Whereas Milton Keynes, it is just you that does these kind of events.
And you've got a big team of people that kind of help you promote it as well, that help you push that online point and drive that engagement, I guess.
Yeah, so we've got a 10-man strong team, I think it is, and what we'll try and do, we'll go to different parties, and we'll always be spreading out our brand and what we do. But it is just purely online, apart from face-to-face stuff. So word of mouth and online is how we've built our brand, and I think quite successfully.
Yeah, you've had some great. Josh Butler was incredible night. The other, just party, so Greg, yourself, you online, offline?
Oh, totally both. It also depends on the scale. Like we did this place last week, we sold out a month before the actual event. We didn't fly any posters, we didn't even release lineup, because we did years and years of flyering and building the brand and collecting data and kind of finding our audience and following. But look at what we're doing over at Planet Ice. It's a 3,000 capacity venue. Just doing online marketing is not going to be enough. So, I was talking to Dom earlier. Jumping in the car in a couple of weeks going over to Rampage, one of the biggest bass festival, sheerly because it's for us board to get a flight out. So really, I will always go to them and kind of free out flyers.
I guess the next thing is promotional is get deeper to your large. Do you put that as track?
Yeah, we try to. We try to kind of say like, can we get some sort of element of promotion of the edges? A lot of DJs got $100,000 if they could put 7% of us. One so it's good as well. Part of my book is obviously they've got this following and they've got all they can reach. But at the same time, we try not to kind of I use the term like loosely exploit anyone. So I wouldn't book someone just because they can sell 25 tickets to their friends. It's just, for me, it's not what it's all about. We're promoters, so it's our job to promote. You're a DJ, it's your job to DJ.
And then the next thing I want to talk about is you've all touched on it, taking your brands into different places, taking them to festivals. I know you've taken yours to multiple festivals, Glastonbury, and I guess how that came about and how you go into that situation.
I think with the festival stuff, we just did an application. On all the festivals, there are pages where you can say, have you got something you want to do, and you can apply. But I think what we had in our favour was, going on what you guys are saying, is that we had already built a brand and brand identity which suited the festival environment, because our brand doesn't take itself too seriously. It's one of the reasons I launched it, was I found dance music to just take itself way too seriously, and I just wanted somewhere I could throw glitter around and be a bit of an idiot. So because we already had that brand identity, that fitted really well into the festival world, and it was Glade, I think, the first festival that we ran a stage at. Honestly, we did not know what we were doing. We had a PA loosely cabled together with some really shoddy bits of decor, and we've got from that to doing Boomtown, where we do we build a full immersive set, and we have actors, we have characters, we have all this stuff. So the good thing with festivals is kind of once you're in there with the festivals, it will continue, because festival people, you see the same people weekend in, weekend out. It's a different feel, but it's the same faces. And so I think the main thing with festivals is if you can go in and impress people and graft hard and work hard, you will always get rebooked, and then hopefully you can kind of upsell from there and pitch to bigger and bigger stages, which is how it's worked for us.
How long did it take from you starting your parties and then you started thinking, right, we want to take this on the road and we want to...
It was only about 3, I think we'd been running for about 2-3 years when we did our first festival, but obviously I'd been promoting events under different brands for many years before that, so it was kind of always part of my objectives with that brand.
Nice. And then you've just started it, you've done a few last year, you've got a few this year.
Yeah.
How you found it, is it easy easier, I guess?
I don't know if it's becoming easier because there's all these other different brands doing the same thing popping up all across the country. So again, you need to just try and find your niche and be different to what other people are doing. We've done a few festivals last year. We did We Are Festival, which was good fun. And then a few of our other DJs done a few. So we did Eastern Electrics, which was really good fun. And then Review, which was good fun.
Right.
That was a good laugh. Yeah. So it's fantastic to put the brand out there, but again, you need to be different to what other people are doing, just because otherwise you're just going to be the same house and techno or whatever your chosen genre is.
And I guess if they were starting a night, where would you start? And what would be your biggest advice for starting an event locally? Greg, let's go first.
Where do you start? I would probably find a venue that is not being used. I know it sounds like it's probably a bit difficult.
Hard in this area.
Yeah, but I'll try and find somewhere that obviously has a license but is not being used. Just so it's another selling factor to your event. It's like a new kind of area. It's a really tough one because it's kind of like we're at a point now, I feel, especially with a town like Milton Keynes, that there are so many promoters out there and DJs as well out there. Maybe toy with the idea of approaching one of the known kind of brands out there already and seeing is there a possibility that you can run a room too, and maybe kind of like do like a co-pro with someone. That could be a good starting point.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And Joe, yourself?
I think you need to take it I'd say definitely the venue because that's where the party's going to be held. But think about building your team as well. So who your local DJs are going to be. If you're going to be booking the same DJs as everyone else, then it's going to be the same party. So if you can find up and coming DJs that are willing to grow with you as a brand, then you're onto a winner straight away.
I pretty much say the same two things really, is have a team around you, because promoting is really hard work and it's always going to be twice as much work as you think it's going to be. So having a really good team around you to share the workload is really important. Like collaborate with people. You know, like there's strength in numbers. If you see somebody doing something good and they're striving to do something, exactly as these guys say, just get involved, do something together, and then you can kind of all benefit from each other's support.
Would you say find a venue before you even thought of the brand? If you're pitching a new idea?
I would start with the brand and the concept of the brand and try and find like something maybe a bit out there that you can associate your brand with, like a gimmick or something, because the power of the brand is just, I've been involved with brands that have had really, really great concept. They haven't executed it properly and it's completely failed. But then, I've worked with other people that have had just like a silly gimmick and it's just like it's just gone completely crazy. So work on the brand first.
Cool. Joe?
Yeah, branding is, the only good example of a brand, and you know what they stand for, is Elro. Has anyone ever been to an Elro party? Exactly. So you go to an Elro party, you know exactly what you're expecting. You're going to have people acting, pretending to be, on a Mario Kart. It's just absolutely mental.
It becomes like an experience rather than just like a generic club night.
Exactly. So, don't think, maybe not as far ahead as that, but
the steps to get there, I guess.
Yeah. Just, I think the venue does play a part of it as well, because you need to, but you could treat it like an empty cell, like you were saying, come out, just completely strip it all and making it your own. So, yes, work on the brand and your team.
Okay, thank you. Let's open some Q&A. And does anyone have any questions for any of these guys? Hello, Ollie. There's a mic. Oh, there's a mic. I've got a mic. I'm coming out.
It's really graceful, Graham.
Hello, my name's Holly. I'm not local. I've come from Wales today, which is where my boy comes from. From quite a secluded part of Wales, so there's really much going on. So to travel to parties every weekend up to Manchester and Liverpool can be like a bit of a pain, and it's very expensive. So as you were saying, to get gigs and become a resident, you've got to show your face at parties. Is there any other tips you have for, you said that on Facebook, it's a bit of a pain having a promoter, but it's also, it's quite difficult doing like a 300-mile round trip to go to a party that it might not come through?
I guess you can find other ways to bring added value then in that case. I think what I've always kind of said is try not to be like, oh, what's the promoter going to do for me, and think, what can you do for the promoter? And I know it's really hard when you haven't got that geographical thing as well, but it could be that, you know, you start sharing the events, just little things like, you know, people do notice that kind of stuff. You know, if you're actively engaged, even on social media, you're commenting, this looks great. I mean, well, we're like, those comments are great. It's going to give you organic reach as well, which is like the one when you're doing promote online. So you can still find ways, I think to engage and show that you're actively supporting that scene, even if you can't always make it, I think. And then one thing that has stood out for me a few times when I've had like up-and-coming artists or get booked is when they've actually done a custom mix for my event, rather than sending me just a generic, this is my promo mix that I'm banging out for people. I've had it a few times with people who've actually kind of been like, hey, this is the event, and it's literally been named promo for Madame Electrifie discotheque. And that to me is going to be like, oh, I'm going to stop and listen to that, because they've actually really gone out their way. Because our events are themed, so we have all these crazy themes. So, you know, we did a Studio 54 night, so I had somebody put together, did like a disco forward set. And then they, you know, so those kind of things really stand out. So it's just trying to find a way to make yourself known and stand out, rather than just sending generic stuff, I think.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hello.
Hi.
The mic.
Would you say that there's a way to plan for the future of promotion? Because, I mean, as it's constantly evolving, flyers, you know, and people, and you have to get there, it has to be online, and we don't know what will be next. So, do you think there's a good way to actually prepare yourself in the moment? I don't know if that's a bit esoteric, but like, you've got to always be one step ahead. And how do you do that?
As DJs or?
As a promoter. As a
okay.
promoter.
Sorry, do you mean like actually structure?
Yeah, anything you can do to, because like, I mean, just think people booking, if you're creating, if you can apply to DJs as well, because it's a crowded field, and you know, to make your name as a booker, as a promoter, as the head of the party, how much do you plan for? I mean, obviously you're booking your party sometimes, you know, especially New Year's, a year in advance, you know what you're doing. But you don't necessarily know how you're going to promote it, or what avenues are going to work best. And what worked best yesterday is not going to work best tomorrow. And it's quite frustrating.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
what do you guys do?
I would say take one step at a time. I mean, I'm at a stage now where I have a team, I have an office, and we literally sit down in January and say, right, what's the plan for the next 12 months? We look at the tours that we do, we look at the festivals that we do, and we try and, the bigger the party, the more kind of planning it takes. So like, you know, these shows that we're doing in Milton Keynes, for instance, we've been planning for 2 years. So it's been 2 years in the making. So I say like, take it step by step. To start with something small, probably takes, I don't know, a week or so to plan. And then once you've got yourself a date, give yourself enough time to promote it. I like to have 6 to 8 weeks lead up, and just plan, you know, have a look at what else is around in your area, so you can have some kind of presence there as well, and do some exit flyering and so on. And yeah, just like I say, just don't bite off too much, and just take little steps. It will grow organically. The bigger you grow, the bigger your team grows, then everything becomes so easy, and you do things and don't even think about it because it's just second nature. So.
And I would think kind of